Getting it from Rick Conti versus another dealership. You want to share a little bit?
What's up, everyone? You are on the Corvette 252 show. Scroll down, click that subscribe button, become part of this awesome community. Let's go!
Yo, 6, experience the thrill, the ultimate performance, and shift yourself into gear to buy yourself some tickets. Let's go!
Howdy, folks. Here is a National Sprint Car Hall of Fame Museum giveaway. Not just any old giveaway. We have a 2025 Corvette ZR1 with the ZTK Performance Package plus $30,000. This is a giveaway you want to buy tickets for. With you being a Corvette 252 subscriber and a member of this channel, along with viewer, you get double the entries on your ticket purchases. You need to act fast because I want you to be the winner of this 2025 Corvette ZR1 that's very desired. Again, you get 20% bonus entries on your ticket purchases. Get your tickets while this ZR1 is hot off the press. The way to get your tickets is by clicking the link down in my description or click the link down in my pinned comment section below. Once you click the link, you will go to the top and click Donate Now to enter. Once you click Donate Now to enter, you will see at the top on the left hand side CGarner20. Yes, CGarner20. That's your code. That code will get you 20% bonus entries on your ticket purchases. And then you have the option to purchase $25, $50, $100, $200, $350, $500, $1,000, and $2,000. Once you decide on how many tickets you would like to buy, then you would type in your information, click continue, and you just purchased your tickets to buy this awesome 2025 Corvette ZR1 plus $30,000.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the vlog. I hope you're having an amazing day. Thank you for pushing that play button, joining me on this episode of Corvette 252. Give this video a thumbs up, leave your comments down below, and hit that subscribe button anywhere on your phone, screen, or tablet. Once again, my name is Clarence. As if you're first time stopping by, we have an amazing episode. I've been looking forward to filming this episode for 10 years now. Hard to get in contact with this guy half the time, but I'm super stoked to make a video about his car and hear the details of why he bought a C8, how he went about doing the things he did. And I'm looking forward to hearing his story, and I hope you guys enjoy his story and journey as well. With that being said, Mr. Joe Lamb.
What's up, everybody?
How's it going, my friend?
Man, I'm just glad to be here. Trying to stay cool.
Well, with that being said, we have your awesome torch red C8 Corvette right in front of us. What year is this car?
This is a 2024
Okay.
Corvette C8 Stingray.
Okay.
That I bought in April from Coglan Chevrolet Rick Conti.
Okay. And there's a little bit of story about how you went about going and getting it from Rick Conti versus another dealership. You want to share a little bit of that story?
Yeah, Reader's Digest version. I tried to order it from a local dealer. It just didn't work out. So it took a little bit of time to get everything, kind of undone. And immediately after that, or really when I started that process of undoing everything, I ordered it from Rick Conti. Process then became fun. It was flawless. Ordered the car in February and delivered it April the 20th. So it was quick, it was painless with Rick, and it was a lot of fun.
So you bought it from Rick Conti, which is a great friend of ours, as you know.
Yep.
Had dinner with him a couple of times this week since we've been here.
Yep.
What's the name of this bad boy?
I call this car Super 8. And the reason that I do is because if you've ever seen the movie Super 8, I think it came out somewhere after 2020. But the main character in that movie's name is Joseph Lamb. So they used my name in the movie. They didn't ask my permission, but I wasn't upset about that. But the main character's name is Joe Lamb. So since this is a C8 Corvette, I call it Super 8 because if you've seen the movie, then you know, oh yeah, that was the name of the character in the movie, Joseph Lamb.
What made you get into the Corvette brand in the first place?
You know, I was looking for, I drove Camaro IROCs and Z28s back in the 80s. And when I was actually shopping for my last Camaro, the dealer said, hey, have you ever tried, would you like a Corvette? And I thought, it's probably out of my reach. He threw me the keys, said, take it for a drive. And I went for a drive in. It was a C4 Corvette, and it was one of the greatest experiences of my life. But after that, I was pretty much sold. It was just a matter of working out the numbers from there.
So how many Corvettes have you owned thus far?
6 Corvettes. I've had, wow. I guess, 2 C4s, 1 C5, 2 2 C6s, and now the C8. So I think that's 6 Corvettes.
Okay. So how many miles do you guys think you have on this Corvette right now?
I got it in April. I'll say this, of all the cars that I've owned, probably no matter what kind, and especially Corvettes, in the shortest period of time, I've gotten to over 7,000 miles, 7,200 miles on this car since April. It's a pleasure to drive. The car basically drives itself. It's a lot of fun to drive. And every time I drive it, even though I live in Michigan, I'm driving out of state. So the miles kind of, pile up, but at the same time, not an issue, not a problem, and it is just a lot of fun to drive.
Okay. So with you owning 6 Corvettes in the past, I'm pretty sure some of those, or if not all of those, were manuals. What's your thoughts on going from a manual to a dual clutch, and do you miss the manual?
Every car that I've had, like you said, was a manual Corvette, and at the end of my run with my C6 Grand Sport, I got to the point where, it'd be nice to be able to not have to shift, or I could technically eat a cheeseburger or a bag of Doritos without having to have one hand always occupied. But having the dual clutch paddle shift is the best of both worlds, because yes, in manual mode is still a manual, but in automatic mode, it's just like any other car. But at the same time, with the benefits of the dual clutch, it shifts, better than I could shift manually anyway.
Okay, that's a good response. So, your C8 Corvette, what have you done to it thus far?
Right. Well, being able to spec it out, took a lot of pressure off of me. In the past, I've had to do things when I had cars and I had to have things changed or order parts afterwards or what have you. Whereas this one, I was able to spec it out the way I wanted. So with the red and black interior, that worked out really well. Didn't have to do much in there. But I did get carbon fiber accents to accentuate different parts of the car. Things that I'd seen from, other guys who had had C8s, and it worked out well for me that they now manufacture so many carbon fiber parts. So I was able to add those in, and that was fun ordering that, waiting for the car to come. So I had all that ready to go once the car got here. And then the only other thing that we did on the inside is we ordered some of the things that would normally come on a 3LT, since this is a 2LT, and that being for the steering wheel, we did the 3LT stitched airbag. And then underneath the driver's side steering wheel and the passenger side glove box, we went with the same color red accented or just red leather wrapped accents there. So that way you didn't break up the red. It was red all the way around instead of where normally it would be black, like where you're looking now, and under the glove box, it's now red. And that's normally a feature of the 3LT.
Okay. What's one of your favorite things about your C8 so far?
Oh boy. I mean, there's so many upsides to this car. The fact, really one of the big things that I really like is the headlights are so good on this car.
Headlights are amazing.
We were driving in last night, and you remember how pitch black it was, and quite frankly, there's the alarm. Quite frankly, with the C6, the headlights weren't as good, so I was always having to strain to see. But this one really illuminates the road, so I really like that. I mean, overall, the car there's all hits, no misses. I love the fact that unlike many of the red C8s, little red Corvette, you see a lot of them. They're really a dime a dozen, but with this one being broken up with the silver stripes, there's only one other guy that I know of that has this exact same spec with the stripes and the color. So I really like the red. It makes the front of the car look a little bit longer, and kind of gives it a different look amongst all the other red Corvettes.
Gotcha. So what is one thing, if you could change about the C8, what would it be? If you could talk to Taj about it.
Yeah, well, if I could talk to Taj or any of the engineers, and you might remember I kind of brought this up, I wish there was a feature that allowed you, this car does allow you the opportunity to lower the windows with the remote. I wish there was also the opportunity to raise the windows with the remote. Okay. I've kind of thought it through and kind of overcome some of the challenges that exist when you have that automatic feature, and it's doable, but it's just not something that is included with this particular car or this particular model of the C8.
Gotcha. I noticed that you do not have the factory wheels now and have aftermarket wheels.
Yes, yes.
These are like Forged Light wheels.
These are Forged Light. Shout out to my boy, Jose.
Forged Light Wheel gave me a pair of their wheels. As you can see on my Corvette Z06 is the only wheel brand I will stand behind. If you're looking for an awesome set of Corvette wheels for your C8 Stingray, your E-Ray, or your Z06, or possibly your Corvette ZR1, this is a company you should hit up. You know why? Because they're giving away $150 off your set of wheels, free ceramic coating, free shipping, and free lug nuts through Forged Light Wheels. Definitely go to their website, check them out, type in forgedlight.com, look at an awesome set of designs that they may have on their website, figure out what wheel pattern you want, figure out what color you want, and on top of that, again, you tell them that Clarence sent you from Speed 252, and you get $150 off your set of wheels on top of free ceramic coating, free shipping, free lug nuts, and they will send it directly to your door. I'm telling you right now, these wheels are absolutely amazing, and they can design whatever you want, however you want. Contact Forged Light to order your set of wheels today for your brand new or used Corvette.
I like these wheels because one, I mean, I was actually influenced by a couple of guys I think who had the MC5 wheels, that being you and Mike from Brinkofspeed. But I knew before I even ordered the car, when I was just kind of drafting everything up, that these were the wheels I wanted. I already knew because you had that red C8 how they were going to look on the car, and I'm more than happy with them.
And I noticed you changed up your rotors as well.
Yeah, one of the things that we did even before I took delivery of the car, one of the cool things about getting the car from Rick Conti and Coughlin Chevrolet is before they even delivered the car, Chuck, their head mechanic, had switched out the rotors for me, the brake pads to the ceramic brake pads. So that was one less thing that I had to do, because immediately after I got the car, a week later, I was on the road going down to the bash. So I knew I wasn't going to have time to, get the car up in the air and do that. So it worked out great.
Gotcha. I noticed you have some side fenders as well.
Yeah, we did the little side flares. The nice thing about that is it kind of served the best of both worlds. Instead of having, because these cars tend to be a little bit high, sit a little bit high.
Right.
It took up the space to give the impression almost that the car is lowered. So it's a nice accent. Not a lot of people have these on their car. Shout out to my friend Randall who recommended it. He has it on his car. But it definitely gives the car a little different look and a little bit wider stance as well.
Gotcha. So what is your next mod that you're considering for your C8 Corvette?
The next thing I'm considering is possibly doing an exhaust on it. I haven't decided on which one. Here, let me open that up for you. The next thing I'm thinking about doing is an exhaust, probably next year. And that will give me the opportunity to have just a little bit more rumble without having, doing anything too wild.
This engine bay is pretty clean.
Thanks. When I kind of envisioned how I wanted to do this, I looked at different things that were offered by different aftermarket companies, in particular ACS. There were a couple of companies on eBay, quite frankly, that offered parts. So parts such as the Chevy side metal pieces here, the X-bar, and even the engine cover were things that I found from offerings on eBay, companies that offer detail pieces. And this back piece I made myself, but this piece here I get a lot of questions about was made by ACS.
Nice. So like you put a lot of detail work and a lot of thought in your C8 Corvette, Mr. Joe, and made it your own.
Yeah, tried to personalize it, and it's fun to talk about. People ask questions about where did I get this or that, and it's fun sharing with them where I got it and watching people develop their, kind of their own concept.
Absolutely. So as you have a coupe.
Mm-hmm.
Why the coupe over convertible?
Every car that I've had has always been a coupe with the option of the removable clear top.
Okay.
When I ordered this car, I did order both tops. So I have the hard top, which has the stripes fully across, and then I did the clear top and had the actual sides painted, you'll see, because that gives it the continuity all the way across, where regular this would be black. But it gives the appearance that this is just almost like a carbon fiber part at the top, and the sides are painted the same color. But when it comes down to just what I'm used to, I'm just not used to convertibles. Even though the hardtop convertible is a great feature and you can let the top down while you're driving, I'm just so accustomed to having to take the top off, and then I really take it off anyway.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah, my wife says, why did you get a top that's removable if you never want to remove it? But every now and then when it's perfect temperature, not too hot, not too humid, it's fun to pop the top off.
Gotcha. Okay. Would you say by far out of all the Corvettes you ever owned, this is your favorite one to drive?
Absolutely. All around, pound for pound, as a driver car, It checks every box. It's fun to drive, it's easy to drive, gets great gas mileage, looks good rolling down the road. So pound for pound, this is all around the best Corvette I've ever had.
Now, we talked about this before, and I want to share with the community because I think it's a good story. Mm-hmm. You never owned a C7 Corvette.
No.
Your last Corvette was a C6.
Yeah.
And you was gun-ho, never owning a Corvette again.
That's true.
Why the C8?
Well, the C8, because, I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, after having my last C6 Grand Sport, which was a perfect car, I wasn't even thinking about doing anything after that. Just sitting in one, the creature comforts, and the fact that the car is actually more relevant. My 2011 Grand Sport, you know, had obviously been out of production for quite a number of years. Then the C7, I didn't quite fit in it. I wasn't that comfortable sitting in it. So I was able to skip that and not without any regrets. And then when the C8 came along and I sat in it, I couldn't find any reasons why I shouldn't get it. I mean, comfortable, it looked great, relevant, a lot to talk about. So it was just kind of the natural progression.
Now, why did you choose Torch Red? You know, I told you the story why I chose Torch Red because you asked me why did I choose Torch Red. Give your story why you chose Torch Red.
Sure. Originally, when I got my C6 Z06, I wanted Torch Red or whatever the color was that was the closest to it at the time, and I wasn't able to find that. The last Camaro IROC that I had was a form of Torch Red. So it's all in all, when it comes to sports cars, my favorite color. When I saw that you had one, it gave me the opportunity to see what this car would really look like in a Torch Red. So that was one of the reasons. And the last C6 Grand Sport I had, like I said, was a Torch Red. So it was able just to say, okay, same color, different model. So Torch Red it is.
Okay. What's your thoughts on the new variants of the C8 that came out? The Z06, the E-Ray, and now the ZR1.
Yeah.
Does any one of those things make your toes twinkle just a little bit, you know?
Sure, you know, they're all great cars, C8s. I mean, all of the, after hearing, you know, the engineers talk about them and how they've kind of, you know, designed them and kind of segmented them, they're all great cars. The C8, obviously Stingray is a great car. I think that the E-Ray is a productive model and checks a lot of boxes. Obviously, you could use it year-round technically if you wanted to. Z06, undeniably a beast with the cross-plane planked engine, and now the ZR1 is just, I mean, out of this world, probably more horsepower than people like me can obviously use. So my opinion is high on all of them. Actually, what I'm looking forward is to hopefully one day they may add one more to that, and that's the Grand Sport. And if they add that to the, to the number of cars that they offer, then hey, someone else might be the lucky owner of this car someday.
A lot of people has been talking about that Grand Sport for a while now. We'll see what Chevrolet brings to the market, and I'm sure it's going to be a beautiful thing to see, and a lot of people love that Grand Sport name, and
yeah.
Obviously you, because you've owned a Grand Sport at some point.
Exactly.
Obviously me, because I've owned a Grand Sport as well. And it's a great name.
It is.
It's a great name for a car, great name for a Corvette. So I got a few more questions for you, Mr. Joe. If you can tell Taj one thing, doesn't matter what it is, what would it be?
First of all, I'd like to tell him thank you, because what he was able to do to continue the Corvette lineage during his time, you know, with the team has just brought so much happiness and fun to people, and certainly finally getting the engine in the back of the car, the mid-engine Corvette, has just totally changed the game, and I'm just so happy and privileged to be, you know, one of the people who can say he owns a car that that was designed and overseen by Taj. So thanks, Taj.
One more question for you.
Yeah.
For any new Corvette owners out there, no matter the age, what advice would you give them?
Well, I would say planning is key. Sometimes if you make too rash of a decision in getting a car, you might get a car and think, well, I should have waited and got, you know, a C8 over a C7. So also choose wisely and seek wise counsel before purchasing a Corvette, because the car can be kind of, you know, some things that maybe need to be serviced or maybe weren't done right, or you know, if there was an accident or something in the car. You want to make sure you get a good car and you're getting what you pay for. So I would say always seek wise counsel. Don't just buy one as a knee-jerk reaction or totally emotional decision. You want to make sure that you're getting the right product and that you don't get something down the road that you're unhappy with making the decision to buy.
Well, Mr. Joe, you did a great job. Love your car, great spec. I had an opportunity to drive this bad boy and be on the passenger seat of your car as well. You're probably one of the only Corvette owners that let me drive there so far. So looking forward to doing more driving other people's cars. But, you know, at the end of the day, I greatly appreciate you. And for guys, he also owns another company as well. He sells and make merch of his own, great quality merch. He's the guy to make my hats that you guys will see on the channel coming up in the future.
Yep.
So Super 8 Creations is the name of it. And Joe, I look forward to doing some more stuff with you, man. And thanks for being part of this episode of Seagull on Speed 252. Guys, hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And leave your comments down below on your spec. And leave your comments down below on Joe's spec.
It's been a privilege. Thanks, Clarence.